I decided to be a lawyer. Really, to be honest with you, it was just the path that the options that one looked at in those days. If you were bad at maths and sciences, you'd lean towards arts. So I went to the arts faculty, then into law, because law was the best in the alternative path. I wish I could say it was to save the world and because I wanted to help my fellow man, but that's good too, and I do a lot of that. Most of us who do law, certainly at the time, we really see it as a 5-year journey. So you start with Mona in the first year, 2 years in Barbados, and then the last 2 years at Norman Manley. We were a small class. Our graduating class was like 20, 26, 34 at full stretch when you add in persons who were maybe part-timers and so on. And we had a lot of fun. Maybe because we were small, we were very close. And I've found over the journey that being close, bonding is actually a way to study and learn better. In Barbados, we did a lot of partying together, but we also were very active in mooting and in everything, in sports, we even had a march, we were on TV in Barbados, and we brought that same energy when we came to Norman Manley. So we entered the Carnival Queen competition, had to do a lot of our own stuff. Andrew Pollard was our leader in terms of designing. He's a genius when it comes to art. Denise Mitchell was our Carnival Queen, and we did great. We came third, which was a shock to everybody, because of course previously the law school never entered any of those competitions. And so we had a lot of fun with Sports Day, being part in the Silk and the concerts. And this is how we got to know a lot of the staff and the judges. So the principal would be at our Sports Day, the Court of Appeal judges. And that kind of brought us closer to them and to each other. We brought the same energy into academic pursuits as well at the law school, and we were in this mooting competition. In those days, it was a Caribbean-wide mooting competition. We had previous year law school, Norman Manley had not won. We had lost the first installment. So we went down to Trinidad. We called it Manley's Revenge, and we won. I was fortunate to be a part of that team along with now Justice Ingrid Mangatal. And that was a great thing, but it was a team effort. We had a mooting committee, we interacted with the judges helped us, senior attorneys. And again, when we came back, we went to the Court of Appeal, where the judges' chambers, shared the moment and the pictures and the magazines with them, because they had helped. And then Dennis Morrison, who was our coach, later president of the Court of Appeal, of course, and he put on a big party at his house for us all. I wrote articles for the magazine. Of course, my wife was in the class below me, so she was also very much involved in all of these years. She was a contributor to the magazine as well. She wrote articles. And interestingly, so we got married like 3 months after I started to work, just enough time to save up some money. And everybody at the school had a good time with that. So the magazine actually states clearly that X married Y and Y married X. Because of what you go through to become called to the bar, it's a detailed process. So I actually wrote an article as well, because I figured I'll have to help her since she's coming up in the class after me. And that article actually became one of the staples the law school would hand out. The law school became like a part of my family. I mean, years later, my children, both my son and daughter, I have a third son who's in computer science, but the daughter and son went to law school, all graduated there. They were also very much involved. My brother and I, Michael, who is also a lawyer, and his wife, Keva, is also a lawyer. There are 6 of us Hyltons who are graduates of the law schools. Our class was fortunate, not just my era. We were kind of part of the so-called free education, Michael Manley era, thank God rest his soul. And we didn't pay for law school or law faculty. And we would never be here. I mean, so we've done pretty well since that. And so we feel it's right to give back and to help the next generation, also to mentor and tutor, even outside of the financial aspects. Because if you play it forward, persons helped me, we helped them. I had great tutors who helped me. So to this day, I tutor, we write articles, we give presentations. Each year, my entire firm has a large contingent. All the attorneys, we go to the weekend seminar that the Jamaica Bar Association puts on. So again, we did that this year, and we meet up with the law school there as well. What Norman Manley really taught us. Law is a lot about, it is about the academics and learning, but large about solving persons' problems. So for me and in my practice, I've tried to continue that. We try to have a lot of fun and engagement with the staff, with the attorneys. And our theme really is providing professional solutions. Sometimes the client doesn't know what is the right question to ask you. You have to find out what their problem is and guide them to the solution. I would definitely encourage anybody who wants to be a lawyer to become a lawyer. Law gives you a grounding in how to engage with people, how to think critically, how to understand different sides. The client really is interested in what Lord Diplock said and what Lord Denning said and so on. If you haven't helped them solve their problem, you're failing your job. But you need to know what is your problem, and you advise them, you impersonate them, you take on their character, and then you advocate for them. And in doing so, you learn to empathize with different points of view. So I definitely urge persons to do it. You learn a lot both about the society, about humankind, about engagement, and of course about the law. And even if you don't end up practicing law in a law firm or being an actual, that's your full-time avocation, it will help you in any area of activity you get into.